Let's put on the tefillin.
I will observe.
Afterwards you'll do it?
I observe. I observe.
I won't observe.
It's okay?
So now you see the light. Stand up for your rights. Stand up. Stand up for your rights. Stand up. Don't give up the fight.
Alright everybody, I'm starting my day off here by Rittenhouse Square. This is where I usually start my walks as normal. I've got the X Pro 2 and the 23 F2. You can see we have the park, and then there's that busy corner that's up ahead that I like to get some reps in, you know. I like to practice here. I like to just warm up and get the day started. That's something I do. So let's go ahead and start the day. I really shoot at anything that moves when I'm out here on the street. I don't have any regards to whether the subject matter is too interesting or not. Life is mundane here in Philly. It's kind of dry recently in terms of, you know, events and things. It's just a normal Friday. Nothing special's going on. Everyday stuff. The drummer's out. You know? Common day. Yo, what's poppin' people, it's Dante. In today's video, we're photographing in beautiful Philadelphia, making our way towards City Hall, where we stumble across our first scene of the day. This is usually one of my early stops along my photo walks, arriving now at Dilworth Plaza. Nice scene I just photographed there in the middle of City Hall. I like to photograph those moments that sometimes go unnoticed, and the street performers, although a cliche thing to photograph within street photography, is something that I oftentimes approach and photograph as a subject. I think that there's a lot to be said about these people in the city, and it's important for me to, I guess, uplift them, put some art into their art and combine it and make it beautiful. I don't know, it's special for me. I like those moments. I'm now headed down Market Street. I see a nice patch of light on the upcoming corner. You know we love that. It's always a good sight. Something to look forward to. It's kind of dead. The other corner in the shadow looks nice. All right, we're approaching the Hard Rock Cafe. This place is always bustling with some energy on the corner. I love this location. The light's hitting it nicely. We'll probably photograph around here for a bit. Let's see what we can find here outside of the Hard Rock Cafe. There's always music playing out here, and the light is hitting, so let's do this. Going to 400 ISO, f16 at 1/500th of a second. These are the settings I'm using. Now let's approach this scene. We are now in the light. It feels good. It feels really good today, guys. It's like spring. It feels like it's spring, honestly. When you're in the sun, it feels so nice. But here we have this nice open plaza where I can layer my compositions. It's a fun place to practice. There's two different corners, the one that's on this side and the other. The one outside of the Hard Rock Cafe is usually a little bit more interesting, so let's go over there. There's something about Market Street that keeps bringing me back out there onto the streets, even 1 year later, photographing these very same corners to this day. I am enjoying myself here. It's a place that I feel comfortable photographing, but also at the same time intrigued by, as there's so much more to uncover and unveil. I think even though I photograph these same locations over and over again, there's still more. There's still something I'm missing. I think that each year this place is going to change and it's going to become even more interesting to photograph, and that's why I keep coming back as my own little personal project here in Philadelphia, looking into the windows and reflections of the bus stops. My favorite thing about Market is the bus stops. I always photograph the bus. I always photograph the bus when they get off the bus. I photograph the reflections of the windows on the bus. I don't know if that sleeping man was really worth going back for. That's a common thing. I don't really think it's that worthwhile. I don't know, I could go back. Like I'm chimping the file, which is something I guess is controversial. But I like to check, and the left side of the frame maybe is dead. Oh wow, that shattered piece of glass looks really intriguing across the street. I don't know if you can see it from this far, but yeah, that's something worth shooting, honestly. This is pretty cool. The light is reflecting it interestingly. Wow, that's cool. Look at that. The background's intriguing as well. Wow. You can post up and make a frame. Maybe wait for somebody to come by. I have patience. How are you, sir? Let's see. It's okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's enough. I really just had to photograph this pane of glass. These bus stops are always becoming damaged, and it's interesting. The light is interesting. I follow that, and I try to photograph that. And when I see some changes, it intrigues me, and I follow my gut and my intuition. So. Made a couple photos there. Interesting. Let's continue on. I hear some noise. I hear someone on a microphone. Sounds like there's some energy around here, so let's continue.
And the Word was God, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. He came to his own, and his own received him.
Cheers.
Speaking, unless I do this, you will not receive the Holy Spirit. When Jesus died on the cross and rose in resurrection, power and glory, and the carnal mind, many scoffers, many think that God is not real, and then laugh when someone speaks of God, when someone speaks of Jesus Christ. But he said, I'm the way and the truth and the life. He said it will be neither day nor night on that day. God is in control of the natural. God is in control.
No, incest and murder are my things. Can I torture them? Why not? Let's kill someone just for fun. I will close this book now and put it in my pocket. That is very strange. Okay. I guess that's interesting. I think it's a comic. I don't know. I'm reading only the first page and a couple of words that it says, but man, I don't know. It's very, very strange for me to just see those words jump off of the page in a book called The Only Hope, from Derby, PA. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting though. I love to just collect things from the streets too. Look at this phone. Wow. There's an old phone next to you. You should use that one. The old phone. I never see those phones, and the lady was using her phone, you know, with the touch screen and things, so it was funny to juxtapose those two elements. Not necessarily an interesting photo, but something quirky and something that I observed. I don't know. Very funny though. Look at this light crossing the street. This is what we like, this nice stark background. beautiful background, all black shadow. You know that's how we do it. There's some shadow play across the street too. Let's just go and have some fun. I'll go be a little patient fisherman. Let's go. Across the street we go. Across the street, there's nobody here. We're fine, there's no cars. Man tying a shoe. We gotta get that. We gotta get that. That's the first thing. Alright, let's cross back over and get the horse. This is better. The shadow over there is boring. Look, I'll even prove it to you guys. It's boring. It's boring. This is a boring shot. It's just somebody walking through shadows. But it's I don't know. It's an interesting backdrop. I love it. But yet have I found something. But here you go. Look. Here's an idea. Ooh, if I get the crossover, that's something more. I don't know. These days, my patience is there. But I guess when I make the videos, I'm just trying to like jump around more and not stay so stagnant. I like to move with the street, you know? Beautiful flowing hair. Now here comes the beautiful flowing hair of the horse. Can they pop in the light? Can I get a nice scene? Background check. We got it. Here we are. Aha, here comes the horse around the corner. I get the shot often. Just drop low, get the blue background. I guess that's it. Nothing really too good there, but I don't know. I'm trying. I'll photograph the same thing over and over again. It's fine. I think it's a part of the process. There's Independence Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. Some nice history for you guys. This is a nice spot. There's always people here. It's beautiful. So as I make my way down Market Street, I find myself around the Old City area where Independence Hall is here in Philadelphia. And honestly, it's not the best place in Philadelphia to practice street photography, as there's not many people. And you can see here in these images, I'm isolating subjects from the background and making a little bit more of a simple picture. But alas, we find our way back to Market Street, where the hustle and bustle continues. I'm seeing quite a big crowd here on Market Street. Looks really good right now. I'm excited. I see a huge blob of people. Yes, yes. I love when there's a preacher outside. There's always some energy. As we make our way back up Market Street, we are observing the everyday life here once again, as we have workers outside working on their motor vehicles. We've got people carrying flowers, rushing home from the mall. We got all sorts of characters here on Market Street, and that's why we like to come here to photograph. But ultimately, we wound up with our strongest picture of the day towards the very end of the photo walk. It was on Chestnut Street, another place that I love to make images that we will quickly turn to after I make this frame here outside of the Macy's, observing the light, reflections, and the mannequin here as this pedestrian passes on by. Now here on Chestnut Street, it's another great place to practice street photography in Philly. There's a lot of energy, there's a lot of people, and let's tune in to that energy.
Let's put on the film.
I will observe.
Afterwards you'll do it?
I observe.
I won't observe.
It's okay? Alright everybody, here we have my favorite photograph of the day. these three young men were making prayer on Chestnut Street here in Philadelphia. It's my favorite photograph for a couple of different reasons, and I figured at the end of this video I'd dive deeper into why I select certain images. And this is my select from the day. This is my one picture. Usually you have one picture, if that, right? And so this is the winner. This is the one. All of the rest that you've seen in this video are merely fillers and interesting to look at through my point of view to understand the process. And then we come upon this, right? This is the result. This is the result of my day, of my photo walk. We come home with this picture of this man gazing back towards us on the left-hand side, revealing on the right the two men in prayer as his eyes are shut, looking down. We have lots of gestures and hand movement. And then in the background, the bus sweeping by, filling the frame and providing a clean backdrop. That for me is the cherry on top in this picture. That background was filled perfectly from that bus. If that bus wasn't there, we would have had a way too cluttered frame and it wouldn't have been as interesting or striking. So when content meets form, we have this beautiful picture to present. This is the final photograph of the walk and my favorite. So if you guys enjoyed, please leave a comment below. Maybe there's other pictures that you liked. Let me know which ones those were.